In this video, we look at solving simultaneous equations using the substitution method. So remember, when we're solving simultaneous equations, the whole point is to make sure there is only one variable, because that's all we know how to solve when there's one variable. So for the substitution method, the most important thing to remember is that one variable needs to be the subject of an equation. So in this case, I don't need to do any rearranging. I can simply get started. So the very first thing I do is I label my equations. That's very important. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sub equation 1 into equation 2. So basically in equation 2, every time I see a y, I'm going to put 3x plus 1 instead. So I've got 3x plus 1 minus 2 equals 2x. Now all I need to do is collect like terms and solve. Okay, so 1 minus 2, so I've got 3x minus 1 equals 2x. The next thing I want to do is get all of my x's together. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the plus 1 over this side, and I'm going to be a bit naughty and I'm going to do 2 steps in 1, and I'm going to subtract the 2x from this side. So I'm left with x equals 1. Okay, that's not finished. I know what x is, but now what is y? So sub x equals 1 into, I'm just going to put it straight into equation 1. It does not matter which equation you put it into. You will end up with the correct answer. Notice how I put the substituted value in brackets. That's something I've talked about before. Just helps you keep track of things, makes it a little bit neater. So 3 plus 1, I'm doing every line of working here, equals 4. I also like to end with a therefore statement, especially in more complex questions where you'll be needing to use these values again later. It's good to kind of have them at the end so you can easily identify what the coordinates of this simultaneous equation are. When using the substitution method, it's not always quite straightforward because sometimes there is no one variable that is the subject of an equation. So what you need to do is you need to sometimes transpose one equation to make one of the variables the subject. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rearrange equation 2 to make x the subject. That's because it's really only a one-step rearrangement, which is why I've chosen this one. So this becomes x equals 12 plus 3y. Now, you need to relabel this. I call it 2a. You could call it 3 if you want. I like to call it 2a because it tells me that I've modified this one from previously. But again, it's up to you. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sub 2a into 1. Okay. Once again, every time I see an x, I'm going to put 12 plus 3y instead. Then all I do is I expand, collect like terms, and solve. 24, so feel free to fast forward this bit. Okay, 24 plus 9y equals 6. Okay, 9y equals negative 18. 2. Okay, once again, we're not finished because we need, every coordinate has an x and a y. So we need to find the missing coordinate. Doesn't matter which of these three you sub it back into. I pretty much just always choose one because I'm lazy and it's the first one there. Okay, again, fast forward while I do the basic expansion and solve. I end once again with my therefore statement, just outlining what my values are. Okay, I like to put a little box around it too, so it's easy to identify.